Let's go. Let's roll. It's your turn. I'm about to take you there.
Welcome back, guys. My name is Justin. You are watching Talkin Side by Side. We are here with our guest today, Mr. Bryce Sparks, better known as Whiskeybiz. Super excited about this episode. I met you a little over a year ago down in Kentucky for the first time. We've kind of kept up since, watching all your success with the show and all the things that are going on around it. I wanted you to be one of the first people on this. So
I'm honored, dude. This is cool.
Yes,
super cool.
I'm glad that you accepted my invitation. A little nervous about getting in this thing.
Oh, no, we'll keep it rubber side down, I promise.
So tell me what we're riding in today.
We got the cool rigs back here in the back, but we've got a little show this weekend, so we can't have anything tore up and too dirty. So we're going to take out the 2024, the Pro R. This was my King of Hammers pre-runner car, and with any luck whatsoever, if I can keep it together this year, it will be actually my race car for King of Hammers next year.
Really?
So yeah. So got this thing from Jim Chineri and got a little bit of factory support from Polaris. This thing is freaking awesome.
What all upgrades have been done to it?
So this thing right now, we haven't done much because, like we talked about Mud Madness, kind of waiting to see, are we going to do a season 2? And if so, what do they want? Are we going to do some more big tire stuff, some more smaller, rowdy, fast stuff? So I'm saving it, kind of just keeping it kind of stock, put a cage, put some beadlocks on it, nothing crazy. But I do have a bunch of stuff coming for it, just, all L&W, all suspension stuff. But we're going to keep it just kind of pretty much how it is until we know a little bit more about season 2.
Awesome.
After that, we'll build it to get rowdy and have some fun.
Awesome. Well, we have questions about season 2 and King of Hammers and all that stuff coming right up.
All right, you ready?
Yep. You want to grab a picture real quick, man? Yeah, all this is in here from like a makeshift radio we kind of put together out at Hammers because this was just our pre-runner car.
All right, so yeah, we're here in cab with whiskeybiz now. Thanks for doing this, buddy. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, dude, no problem. Dude, check this out right here. Whenever I was a kid, I used to come flying up this on my ATV and jump up the hill. And I want to redo it in a eventually.
You don't want to do it today?
Well, I need a little bit to pace it a little bit, because on an ATV, you don't need slip, but on a RZR, you do. Jim Chineri, they actually gave me this thing. Jim Chineri Power Sports gave me this thing. Just let me take it out there, and whenever we got back, they're like, what we got to do to get you in that thing? So with a little bit of player support, and with those guys, we got it. So
what was it like running King of the Hammers for the very first time? Correct me if I'm wrong, but the decision for you to run was made at OPE, right? In January.
Well, we did know about it previous to that, but it wasn't like a long time before that. It was, maybe a few weeks or so before that, before OPE. But dude, it was unbelievable. Like, I've always been like a motocross, like more of I've raced a couple like Ultra 4 races, like on ATVs, the side-by-sides too, but dude, this is like King of Hammers. Dude, my idols were out there, bro. Like, Brian Deegan, Jeremy McGrath. It's like a movie or something. It's unbelievable to be out there and be racing those guys. And I wanted to just quick shout out, to CW Motorsports. It wouldn't even have been remotely close to possible, with those guys.
I know kind of what you're talking about. When I went down to the Freedom Factory last year with Team MSC, F Moto race at the Freedom 500, out with Travis Pastrana. Bro, and he was just cool as a fan. It was like I'd known him for 30 years. But him, Bucky Lassick, just Cletus himself, dude, it was such a cool experience. And my biggest fear when I meet people that I look up to like that is that they're not going to be a very cool person. Pastrana blew me away. He hung out and talked like we had been buddies forever. And it was just the coolest interaction and the coolest experience, man, because I've watched him since I was young. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Similar situation. Like a lot of big names that we were racing or just seeing them, in real life was pretty cool. I didn't get to interact with a lot of them, but racing, like Jeremy McGrath and I, we battled back and forth for hours. Hours. He was having issues. He had a hurt buggy. We had a hurt buggy. We're just going back and forth. It was pretty cool. And what was the other one? guy from Gas Monkey, with Aaron Kaufman.
Yeah.
Battled him for hours out there, man. So, pretty unbelievable.
So, as we'll just say a rookie at King of Hammers, how did it feel to actually finish that race?
So, I was super confident going into it just because I kind of know some of my skill sets. You know, obviously it sounds kind of stupid to say, but I know more about my capabilities than anybody else does. But because I kind of portray myself online like this kind of like goofball, you know, funny guy or whatever, at least that's how I try to come across. And a lot of people were like, dude, are you seriously going to try this? You know, and although in the back of my mind, I'm pretty damn confident going into it, you know. That's really all my whole goal was from the time that they said go was to finish, you know, and we drove that way. To get in the top 30, I think we were 28th overall, 8th place in class.
Yeah.
I'll be honest, I wasn't expecting that. Like, that was freaking huge, you know.
That is huge, especially the first time out there. Have you ever raced or ran any terrain like that before?
Yeah, I raced Heartland Challenge once. And that's a 4-hour race, side by side. It's basically like I don't remember how many miles the track is, but I want to say like 6, 7, 8 mile track, and it's who can make the most laps in 4 hours.
Right.
I raced that one time, but unfortunately, I think we were in the top 10, and we ended up ripping an A-arm off. We limped it back to the pit, put a new one on it, and bent that one too. You know, it took us out. It was our only backup one we had, and by that time we were just kind of like too far out. You know what I mean?
Right. So what sparked your passion for off-roading? How did it evolve into a full-fledged career and reality TV show?
Man, to be honest with you, dude, I've been doing like this type of stuff since I can remember. I remember having a little electric four-wheeler, you know, I was little, riding it around, and then I ended up getting one that was bigger. You know, gasoline. I think it was like a Polaris Scrambler. I think was my very first one ever. And then, you know, just kind of kept stepping it up. As far as like doing it for a living, like content creating has always been something that I've been passionate about. And then it was kind of when the COVID stuff happened, when, you know, everybody was like kind of locked down or whatever. I was still out working and doing all that. Like, I never missed a lick ever. We were working nonstop. I was filming it and posting it and making content, and then it all kind of took off. As far as the TV show goes, that just kind of really came out of left field. My wife signed me up for it, more or less, and I just got a call, and they were like, "Hey, you made the cast." That just kind of like was not part of the plan at all.
Right. Let me ask: is Bryce Sparks and whiskeybiz, are they two different personalities, two different people?
That's good, dude. That's a good question, man. Yeah, they are. Like, I'll be honest with you. Like, Bryce has bad days. You know, Bryce some days doesn't want to get out of bed or has anxiety or has depression, you know. whiskeybiz, you never see that. whiskeybiz is just, I'm 100, and it's because, man, if somebody comes to my page, I want to make their day better. That's all I want to do. You know, you can scroll on my stuff for as long as you want. You're never going to find me, you know, running somebody in the ground or being, now don't get me wrong, there's a couple comments here and there where I might get a little smart or a little creative. I'm never gonna, you know, I want somebody to come to my page and leave happier, you know, that's the overall with with whiskeybiz.
Right. Kind of leading into my next question, how do you deal with negative comments or criticism on your platforms? Any tips or tricks for others that are facing similar challenges?
Dude, so it's super tough. I kind of look at it, and it's going to sound kind of like, I don't know, maybe arrogant. Having a big following is almost like some kind of modern-day superhero power, you know? Like, it's kind of superpower. Like, if I wanted to, you know, talk bad about somebody or their person or their brand or their company, whatever it may be, I have a reach and I can do it, you know?
Right.
Really, I don't want to say tempting, but man, when some of these people really do, you know, say some hateful things, it's tough not to blast them. You know, it is. Dude, to be honest with you, we block people. We make it to where, you know, they can't see our stuff the best that we can, you know what I mean? Oh, deer right there.
Yeah.
We do what we can to like protect ourselves, but we don't feed into it. You know what I mean? Do our best to ignore it, but of course dude, we're humans, man. Yeah. We have our good days, our bad days, and when somebody's saying some negative for really no reason, it does get to us a little bit, you know. Right. But at the end of the day, I signed up for this. I put my face out there. I'm kind of asking for it. You know what I mean?
Right.
So,
right.
I know that not everybody's going to love it. So the best thing that I do is just kind of ignore it. You know?
Yeah. What is something unexpected you learned about filming a reality TV show?
Ooh. Well, there's a lot of stuff that I learned. There's no money in it. How about that? There's absolutely no freaking money in it. You know, you see reality TV and you think, oh man, I bet these guys are getting paid, dude. No, trust me, almost nobody gets paid like the Jersey Shore cast or, you know, something like that where they blew up and they all got diamond chains on and stuff now.
Right.
There's nothing like that. I can assure you that there was $0 made while I was on set for that show.
You know, people got to think, just fuel alone to pull your trailer that you have and your rigs, your machine, dude, that's, you know, I mean, that's thousands of dollars every weekend.
Yeah, one way. I mean, shoot, dude, I think we were just shy of $5,000 to go out to King of Hammers.
Yeah,
just
wow.
The little bit of money that we did make off the show did not come close to covering that, let alone the repairs and all that stuff.
Right.
Now it's kind of paying off a little now that it's actually airing and stuff. You know, we've had some good opportunities and brand deals and sponsors and whatnot. But yeah, making it, no money in it.
I know, but for people that may not know, what kind of work were you doing before you became a full-time content creator, and how did it feel coming from a steady income to a less traditional career?
Dude, so I was a millwright for 15 years. It's kind of like, for those who don't know, it's kind of like the title's kind of changed a little over the years. Description, it's like a jack of all trades, master of none kind of, you know. I am a certified crane operator. I can run just about any piece of equipment on a job site. I've held lots of different certifications in welding and stuff like that. Traveled all over the place, you know, basically doing blue collar stuff. When I decided to make the leap, it kind of was like, it wasn't quite at the point where it supplemented my income, but it was really close, you know.
Right.
And I just told my wife, I was like, I think we can do this. Pretty much just came home, we filmed some stuff, and we ended up making, pretty much in one day, I could make my week's check at my job. And I was like, yep, let's go for it. You know, I'm done. I'm not going back. And ever since that day, now don't get me wrong, we don't have weeks like that or days like that every day. But when I did it once, I was like, I can do this again, you know. And that's kind of where it came from.
So when it comes to racing, you know as well as I do, it doesn't matter whether you win by a little bit or by a lot. That feeling is exactly the same.
Yep.
However, when you lose, would you rather lose by half a second or would you rather lose by half a minute?
They all hurt the same. The only way that I don't want to lose with a equipment malfunction. And with that being said, I don't want to win that way either.
Right.
I mean, it literally like the winnings are good, you know, but it still hurts me on my drive home if my best competition didn't finish as good as they could, because that's kind of like, you know, when you hear about a UFC fighter losing and then he's like, well, I went into the fight with a broken leg or a broken foot, or you know, you're like, well, man, you know, like, I don't care if it's an inch or a mile. I just don't want to lose to my stuff breaking. That's when it really hurts.
Yeah, if you're going to lose, you want under your own power, not with something you have zero control over.
Exactly.
If you could collaborate with any brand or influencer, who would it be, and what kind of project would you want to work on together?
Dude, that's a good one, man. I'm going to say this, and not because it's actually... So if it 100% just me being selfish, I would probably pick Reckless Ben. He's my favorite YouTuber, and a lot of people probably don't know who he is. But man, I just think that kid is freaking awesome. But for the people, I would pick Whistling Diesel. And dude, the stuff that we would probably concoct together would be next level stuff. I pick him because I get a lot of, he's the knockoff Whistling Diesel, or the Wish version of Whistling Diesel, or whatever, you know. So I think that would be pretty great to do something.
Dude,
with
that would be awesome. So
yeah.
I'm sure Whistling's not watching this, but if anyone that knows Whistling is watching this, make that happen.
I can tell you, dude, he's shared some of my stuff before. He knows that I exist, so who knows? Might happen one of these days.
Right? So looking back at your journey, which project or post are you most proud of? Today's Talkin Side by Side episode is brought to you by 3starutv.com. It's one of the leading manufacturers of windshields and enclosures in the industry. 3starutv.com has got you covered no matter your brand. From Arctic Cat to Yamaha, they do it all. They also manufacture a wide variety of products, from hard doors to lower doors to tinted roofs to skid plates and so much more. Manufactured in the heart of the USA in Carlisle, Kentucky, everything is sourced and made right here. So whether you need a mesh enclosure for the summer to help keep out dust and debris, windshields or skid plates plates to keep you protected on the trail, or a full enclosure, here at 3-Star UTV, got you covered.
Probably the loop. I had a lot of money invested in that. That's right when I quit my job. There's a little bit of a story behind that a lot of people probably don't know. I went to quit my job. I had a lot of hours banked up. I had a lot of vacation banked up. And I just said, hey, you guys don't have to pay me any of that. But I want that steel sitting over there on this. We had it sitting on a lot, basically. And I was like, you give me that, we'll call it even on all of them. They're said, of course. That'd be great.
Of course.
That's just scrap metal, you know? Right. And that's what I built the loop out of. Yeah, it's got to be that one. And that was, to date, my sketchiest one, my scariest one. The video didn't perform as well. I don't know really why, but the video didn't do as well as some of the other ones. I know the risk factor, the money involved, all of that, and it's definitely the loop.
Speaking of the loop and the crazy swing that you did, what in the world goes through your mind like that split second before you lay on the gas?
Not a whole lot, to be honest with you. Like, it's kind of like, I've worked so hard to do this, to build this, whatever, the contraption. Right. You're doing it. You know what I mean? Right. That's basically, I'm sitting at the bottom of the loop. I've been feeling it out, and I'm at the point where I'm like, it's now or never, you know? Like, there's not really a whole lot going through it other than, like, you work too damn hard to let yourself back out. You know, it's right. It's now up to you. It's been up to you the whole time, but now it's all on your shoulders. Nobody's going to do this for you from here, you know? Right.
I don't even want to know what would go through my mind before I was doing something like that.
Yeah, the loop is 26 feet tall. So.
Oh, it's huge. I saw it today in person for the first time, and it's like a roller coaster ride. It's huge.
Yeah, that I built. That I have. Yeah. No, I have no engineering degree. I have no business doing anything like that, you know, but I did.
Hey, and it's still standing.
It is, surprisingly.
Besides creating and, you know, off-roading, riding, what are some of your personal hobbies or interests that your followers might not know about?
My favorite thing that I like to do is just be a dad, to be honest with you. Like, if there's anything that, I mean, obviously, my followers know that, but that's my number one favorite thing to do. Be a dad and then make stuff. That's what I love, man. I'm not even into cosplay, but I love, like, you probably, when you're in my shop, I have, like, an Iron Man, a Joker, Ninja Turtle. I like to, you know, come up with the different, like, figures that I've watched in, like, movies and stuff and have them be real life right in front of me, you know? I think that's cool. And I'm not really into cosplay. Like, I don't really watch comics or any of that. I just think it's cool. Like, I don't know why exactly, but I think it's cool. Right.
Do you have a quote or a mantra that you like to live by?
I've said all kinds of, like, weird, goofy, funny stuff. When it comes down to it, one that always comes right back in my head, the first thing I think of is blood makes you related and loyalty makes you family.
Absolutely. Man, there are so many people that I have met because of off-roading that are family to me now.
Yep.
That I never would have met had it not been for this, you know, for this hobby or this recreation. Man, I'm so grateful for all of them. Heck, you're one of them.
I know, it's crazy, right? Like, I'm just a firm believer, man, that you can't pick your family, but you can your blood family, you know? But you can pick your family that are like your friends that are like your family, you know? And
right.
I don't know. I love that, man.
Yes, that's a good one. Since so much of your life is filmed, how do you unwind and escape from the spotlight?
Well, we talked about it a little bit earlier, dude, but I don't do anything really. Like, if I do something, it's on camera, people know about it, you know what I mean? Like, very rarely do I go to the grocery store. Very rarely do I, like, I've been sick the last couple of weeks. I did the Walmart pickup thing. My wife went and picked it up, you know, like, I don't really go anywhere. I don't do anything. I just like being at home, chilling with my monster, playing Uno, you know?
I'm the same way. I don't do anything either.
That's it, dude. Like, it's actually really, really simple, you know?
Yeah.
I don't do much.
So much on my event weekends, and I mean, I've got, you know, 4 or 5 of them a year anyway, so that's plenty enough for me. My social battery is pretty drained after that.
Dude, I get to the point where I'm just drained, man. Like, I get back to the camper after, like, meet and greets or whatever it may be, and I love all these people, man, that I get to meet. It's just, it becomes a lot, dude, a lot, you know?
And people don't realize how exhausting it is to hold and keep conversations with different people all day long.
It is, and it's like, I'm never going to complain about it. I absolutely love it. I love all these people.
Right.
But it is, dude. It's like, oh, yeah, man, hey, I remember, you know, you got the Talon on 46s, right? Yeah, you know, and then, like, I do my best. Like, I'm digging deep in my memory. It's like, that's what it is. It's almost like some kind of trivia game or, you know, like to interview for a job or something. I don't know.
Right.
They like just do it for 8 hours though, you know?
Right. We know you include your wife, Paige, and your daughter in a lot of what you do. What are some family goals you have for the future?
And really, like, first thing I think of is like to get my brand, my merch, my everything that happens behind the scenes to where it makes our life a little bit easier, because right now we're so invested. So I'd love to be able to get that to where it's a little bit more hands-free. And it's not because I want to like take the day off. It's because I want to be able to create more and create better stuff. And it's tough to do when we spend so much time in the merch shop, you know?
Right.
So to make that better for all of us would be awesome.
Okay, so then let me ask, what does your ideal off day look like at home with your family and away from the trails and cameras?
And Monster would probably be like, let's go to a pool or something, you know, do a little swimming. She likes trampoline parks, do something like that. If it's something around the house, yeah, we're easy, man. We're playing games, board games. She's on an Uno kick right now, playing, you know, 5-6 games of Uno a night. Simple shit, man.
Right,
Real simple.
Right. So what would a teenager in 2020 say right now about what we're doing?
Fucking, bro. Do it to us, bro.
Dude, that character, I imagine that character has helped you connect with a younger audience as well.
Yeah, it has. It's helped me with that, and it's also helped me with their parents. The amount of people, dude, that are like, I see it in the comment section all the time, where they're like, I had no idea you did this off-road stuff at all. I just thought you were just like a kind of a comedy guy or something, right. You know? And I didn't even know that this world existed, and now they're invested in it, you know?
Right.
And it's just super cool that I've been able to kind of introduce that to those people, you know, to the people who had no idea about it.
I mean, you've basically brought an entire new, you know, you've brought light to our industry, to an entire new demographic that otherwise probably would have never known anything about off-roading.
Yeah, to an extent. I can tell you this. I had a couple just a few weeks ago. We were at an event. Husband and wife came up to me and they were like, we'd never even owned a side-by-side, never been to an off-road park, nothing. We found out you were coming here this weekend. We went and bought one new off the lot, and this is the first mile we put on it was driving here to see you.
That is amazing.
Isn't that unbelievable? Because of all the comedies, the stupid we've done, the TV show, whatever. I will say they didn't say which, you know, right. They recognized me. There's another deer over there, but you know they didn't say exactly which platform or anything. But
right,
yeah, their first mile on their new side by side was coming to see us.
That's pretty awesome, man. So what are your most popular types of videos by views?
By views right now is still the swing is actually my biggest one, with 46 million views on Meta. Just on Meta. TikTok actually took it down on my TikTok page. That's why, if you probably noticed, but on TikTok, I have almost no writing content. And that's why.
Right.
Because they do not like it. They strike me for it every time. They take it down every time. I'm at the point, I'm just like, I'm not even going to post it anymore, you know?
Right.
So we do more of the fun stuff, the funny stuff. If I do something that's real wild, like the loop or something like that, we'll risk it and put it on there, you know? But
right.
just our normal riding stuff. After that, it's the teenager stuff for sure.
Yeah. And for my last question, well, I think it's my last question. It might not be.
It's all good.
From a porta potty on wheel loop to a jumbotron in your garage, what's the craziest thing you've built?
Man, I'm gonna say it's something that I haven't even built yet. Because dude, they're all so wild, man. You know, like
right.
Dude, I don't know, man. I've done
20-foot Stanley Cup's pretty crazy.
Yeah, the big Stanley Cup. I turned a boat into a pontoon. I turned a RZR into a pontoon. Man, we've done lots of just stupid shit. It's tough to pick one, but yeah, I've got some plans and some stuff in the works for some more crazy stuff, like really, really wild stuff. I can tell you, as far as like the danger stuff goes and like the craziest thing I've ever done, I'm hoping that we get it filmed this summer. But
right.
I got something coming that's going to beat everything that we've done.
Nice. That wasn't my last question. I'm going to go ahead and ask another one anyway. What's the likelihood of some point in the future possibly getting you out to one of my backyard Mudfest events?
Dude, so 100% chance that's going to happen. Like, I'm definitely going to come, dude. 100%. We just got to get the schedules to line up, you know?
Right.
But I want to talk to you more about, like, even hosting one. And, like, dude, I've got some ideas on some stuff, and I think we can put some stuff together that would a lot of people have fun at.
I think so too. Well, man, I really appreciate you taking the time to take time out of your busy schedule and do this with me. When I came up with this idea, I filmed the first couple of my first event, and when I downloaded the footage and I sat and watched it, I was like, man, this is really cool. I was like, dude, I have got to text whiskeybiz right now. And my wife actually said the same thing. She was like, you have got to he's got to be one of your first guests. So I just can't say thank you enough for taking time out of your busy schedule to do this with me, and just to let you know how much I appreciate you just being a friend to me. We've met up on a couple of different occasions. I've reached out to you on a few different things and had some questions, and I was kind of talking to Paige about this earlier, and man, you have never once been a gatekeeper or acted like you were too busy or too good. Coming from someone like me who's a much smaller creator, man, you have no idea how much that means. And it's just the respect level that you have for somebody that's just a good, cool person. Because, man, good, cool people are hard to meet nowadays.
Yeah, dude, you're more than welcome. And I want to say, too, not just for me, but like other creators out there, too, I'm a normal guy, man. I worked a normal job all the way up until I didn't. This is all new to me, too. I'm doing there's no instruction manual. There's no how-to with this shit. I'm doing the best that I can to keep up with everything and everyone. Dude, all of my notifications stay on 99 plus. All, my Facebook friend requests on my personal account, it's had the warning. After 1,000 friend requests, we start deleting them automatically. It's had that banner on the top of it for years now.
Right.
I really do try my best, you know what I mean?
Right.
But sometimes it happens with you. You've always been a little extra patient when necessary, and I definitely want to thank you for that as well, because sometimes people aren't so patient. It's like, you get this or you get this, and I'm like, I'm trying, man, so you're more than welcome, and also thank you for being awesome and having me on.
Absolutely, man. I'm hoping that we can collaborate and do some really cool stuff in the future.
For sure, man, for sure.
All right, well, thank you guys for tuning in. That has been Talking Side by Side with Bryce Sparks, better known as whiskeybiz.
Perfect timing too, man. Perfect timing.
Right back to the trailer. So you guys have a great day, and we will catch you in the next one. Dick.
Perfect, bro. That was awesome.
And that runs on your app, huh?
Yeah.
That's sick, dude.
And dude.
So, can you speak on the relationships that you have now? The former channel.
I'll say it. Yeah. You guys ever hear of the rich switch? Flip right now. Ooh.